person of interest. Welcome to the Black-Hearted Oracle. I pray these messages find you well. Now, before we get started, I'd like to pay homage and reverence to Mother Sustainer, Father Creator, and of course, my beautiful ancestors. Now, this is your Where Do We Stand spread, and this portion of it is part 2 of the Leo reading for the person of interest of Leo. Okay, so let's get started. Gonna drink some tea. Okay. Now the first message comes to you from the love, the Heal Yourself reading card, and your message is love. It says, let go of your limiting beliefs about love. Your heart desires more connection, love, and nourishment. You are at a point in your life where you need to learn how to truly give and receive love. Fully opening your heart will awaken your vulnerability, sensitivity, and fear. In particular, your fear of rejection and intimacy with another person. However, you will also unleash your passion, inspiration, greatness, and an ability to care deeply. Start seeing how great life is and be willing to connect with others. If you have been holding on to past pain, then it's time to acknowledge, feel, and move forward. Give yourself permission to let people in. Ask for love with all your heart and soul, and it will come. Look for something beautiful in every person you encounter. Focus on feeling good. Whenever you see people loving each other, know this is coming to you in a form of love of a lifetime or an incredible friendship. Now, the next message comes from the Moon Oracle deck, and it's sacrifice. And it says, the passion of Pluto and the passion of Pluto and the compassion of Neptune taken together express a supreme quality of selfless action. This mansion denotes intense and extreme devotion to a subject in your care. The naked state of the woman in the image symbolizes honesty and the loss of everything. The flower is the last possession that is hers to give. It represents love. This card, if this card is drawn, you are prepared to lose everything for the sake of a particular cause or another person. Integrity is paramount to you regarding this issue, and you will not be persuaded to change your mind. This card emphasizes sacrifice and emotional extremes. Now this is your next card, and it comes from the Crystal Rock deck Stone deck, and it says rhodochrosite. What is it? Rosy red to chilled rose pink. Rhodochrosite is a go-to stone for the bent and broken-hearted. Who needs it? Anyone grieving or really needing to grieve. A major loss, a relationship expired, or an outdated idea of self. Where to put it? Against your chest while you breathe through your heart. Or slide a favorite piece into your bra. You know, if you're wearing one. When to use it. When your heart hurts. You can feel all the feels, even the most painful, and still be gentle with yourself. Let rhodochrosite remind you that this too shall pass, and you, especially you, absolutely will heal and love again when you are ready. So it urges you to soften your heart. The next stone is barite, barite. And it says, what is it? Barite is a widely occurring brittle sulfate mineral. It often transparent to creamy white. Sometimes it's icy blue, beautiful and frosty. Desert rose is a calming variety of barite. Who needs it? Anyone who leaves for work each morning with a sinking suspicion that their true destiny is anything but this. Where to put it? Taped to your forehead during meditation. When to use it? When it's way past the time to stop saying yes to things that you hate. Ask barite for your true calling is. Ask barite what your true calling is, then go live. It will be terrifying, but what's the alternative? Get the answers of your biggest questions. Okay. So the first question that I asked is how you see yourself. And you have happiness in reverse, priest as your archetype card, adjudication, temptation, and cycles. So with the happiness card in reverse, I mean, you pretty much know what that is. That is not being able to see the lighter side of things. You know, that is woe is me. That is the darkness that consumes us when we're going through heartache. You know, and it seems as though a love of yours is being lost and it's causing you great sadness, right? But you have the priest as a light attribute. And it says, facilitates spiritual commitments, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. But in the shadow attributes, it violates the trust of your spiritual community, seduces by your own spiritual role. So it's telling you, like, you know, being that you're unhappy and your heart is a bit hardened, it's asking you to soften yourself so that you can move into the lighter attributes of the priest, right? Because this is adjudication. So it seems as though you guys are really separating and deciding to break apart, right? Let's read what temptation, number 19. Okay. And it says temptation. Life is full of temptations, and right now you are being asked to choose the higher path. You need to prove that you are worthy, and important is clouding your true purpose and tempting you to make wrong decisions. Become aware of what is happening in your life right now. Are you feeling bored in a relationship and looking for something outside of your partnership instead of being honest and working on the challenges you are experiencing or moving on? Is there a work opportunity that is tempting you to act without integrity in order to get ahead? Are you using money as an excuse not to follow your heart? This card asks you to focus on the bigger picture. Be honest with yourself and take the higher path. Another opportunity that is much grander than what you have imagined is on its way. Just be open to it and allow it into your life. Cycles, number 6. And it says, life is cyclical. Oh. Sometimes things flow and other times they slow down. What cycle of your life are you in right now? What is the one area of your life where you need to focus most of your energy? It is time for you to focus on family. Do you need alone time to discover your true purpose? Do you yearn to open your heart and love fully, deeply, and passionately? Is this time for healing and regeneration? Maybe you are completely ready and enthusiastically concentrated on your life purpose and put all energy and effort into making your dreams a reality. Each cycle you encounter offers you fresh gifts and possibilities to learn and grow. The better you become at identifying the cycle you are in, the more flow and harmony you will experience in your choices you make. Yeah, so again, it's telling you, like, if you think that this relationship can be saved, then it's time for you to do that. Don't allow yourself to be tempted away from something that can be beautiful because you're in an ebb cycle. You know, because life is ebb and flows. So raise your consciousness to the lighter attributes of the priest and move forward so you can truly learn what happiness is. The next question I asked is how you see Leo. You see delight. You see concerned. And you see pride. Excuse me. Right? So the delight card speaks of falling in love with everything that is around you, for seeing the beauty in the little things, and or you just see them as a very delightful person. But you also see them as an avenger. So if you have done something wrong to them, you see that they're willing to avenge whatever is going on. But in the light attributes, it's a desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on the behalf of society or oneself. right? And you have the shadow attributes, resorting to violence in the name of a cause. So that's the shadow attributes of the Avenger, right? And then you have concern. So you see that they are concerned. So if something has happened where, you see that either you have done something or they have done something and they're in a mode of being an Avenger, just know that they, even if they put on a hard face, that they are concerned, and pride is here again, which in the Leo's reading we had vanity. So be careful of pride. Okay? And it says, you may be acting out of arrogance and vanity. Yeah. Humility is the key. When you are prideful, you can become harsh and not conscious of your weaknesses. This can temporarily make you feel more powerful and superior to others, whilst at the same time cause you to be judgmental, unteachable, and hardened. Have you been fighting, quarreling, or disagreeing with others? Are you always trying to prove a point and defend your position? Do you think that you are always right? By holding on to the shadow pride, you are stopping yourself from progressing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Stop overestimating your importance and learn to be humble. When you are too proud, you cannot hear others' advice and cannot receive their assistance. Empowerment means that you can be soft, caring, aware, and gentle. Recognize that you need other people's support to achieve true success. So exactly, you're seeing your partner, Leo, as somebody who is most into their pride, into their arrogance, well, this false pride. And it is allowing them to come across as someone who's delighting into resorting to violence in the name of a cause because they feel like they've been hurt or they feel like they need vindication. So they're going to manipulate and they're going to resort to any means necessary because they are in a deep meditative thought of concern, and it seems like they've turned their back onto the light of the new dawn that is trying to come in for them. The next question that I asked is how you see the relationship. And how you see the relationship is that it's stuck in the mud. It has, it's come to the point where it's not moving forward. And it says you are being invited to stop and savor the wonder of your life. Becoming stuck is sometimes the only way to trick yourself into slowing down and looking around. In fact, this is a sign that you need to shift your focus away from what you're doing and a place. You need to shift your focus away from what you're doing and place your attention elsewhere. Struggling will only get you even more muddier, get you to even muddier places. Now is not the time to move forward, but to observe. Clarity about your circumstances will come a little later. Stop and find the joy in what you've been overlooking. Soon you'll be out of the mud. But for now, be still and know that Spirit has a plan for you. Yeah. So, I mean, whether you are this female, the main female, or this is your partner, it's telling you that now is a good time for you to refocus your energies, because this is like the wife, the one who is the caretaker of the home. So while you may feel like this relationship is very repetitive, where you're stuck always giving service and probably not being able to move forward towards your goals, and maybe that is causing you to want to break away from this relationship because it feels like it is keeping you stagnant. But it's asking you not to do that. It's asking you to really take the time to sit in the ebbs of life and really be of service to yourself, your community, your family, and humanity. Next, we have what you're expecting. And we have the talisman, the main male, the house, the coffin, the child, and the merciful mother, Jamal. Okay, where's the Rooney deck? 44. And 44 again pops up as your master number. But the talisman speaks of you walking a path and you earning your success through the lessons learned. And the pain that you've been through, you wear that as a badge of talisman that allows you to walk your path. But you have to remember that our life paths that we choose or that we have taken on, it is not a straight path. And sometimes you're going to go through the fog and not really know if you're still on the right path, but you just have to keep moving forward and know that the lessons that you have received are what's necessary, right? Because it seems like this main male, whether that is you or your partner, they're coming to a point where they're really ending a relationship because they're looking for a new beginning, you know? So it's like you're going to have to be careful. And with this too, I really, when I saw these cards, I'm sorry, but I did get a hit that somebody might be losing a child. And I'm sorry for that, whether it's a miscarriage or the child was actually born here, you know. And to me, this was the cause of why one of these relationships ended. But this card doesn't really speak to that. This speaks of the death of one cycle of your life and the beginning of a new. Okay? So let's do what the mother, what is it, 44? All the way back here. Okay. Okay, it says, there is a foe or a fight in your life. Ask for Mother of Mercy to bless you into resolution. If you have drawn the hand of Fatima, you are being told that the resolution is already on its way. It says, don't fear that if you suddenly give yourself a break, all your discipline, hardness, and toughness and suffering will go to waste. No, all things provide learning and serve divine purpose. But now there is no reason to continue in that way. It is time to learn another way. You are strong enough now to become gentle. Okay. So what this card is speaking of is, it says there's a shift taking place right now in a matter of great importance to you. From Jalal to Jamal. From justice to mercy. This is your path, your desire, and your blessings now opening up before you. It may be a particular matter, however, it likely includes your entire life orientation. You are being granted refuge, respite, and shelter from the storms and struggles and doubt. So again, so it seems as though the relationship is coming to an end. You guys are at a cycle where a new beginning is starting. But if you're holding on to the past, it's asking you not to do that. It's asking you to go with the flow. Yes, you might have been embittered, you know, and downtrodden through this whole process of holding on to this dying situation, but it's asking you to have mercy on yourself, you know, because the merciful mother, Jamal, is here because you're about to start your new journey and you've earned the right to your success. Now the outcome. Yeah. Okay. We have Dragon's Lair. And it says, you are always protected and divinely directed. You have a remarkable internal warning system that lets you know when things are out of alignment. You're about to enter a dangerous territory, so tread carefully and be aware of your surroundings. The path you're on now is one that will challenge you to the core. That is, peril is also exciting and exhilarating. Like the danger you feel before you enter a new relationship, knowing that you can change forever. A life lived fully isn't lived only in safety. A new experience is calling to you, one that will test your courage. The choice is yours, but there is great value in risk, taking, then remaining unchallenged. New territories are awaiting to be discovered. So exactly, it's telling you that right now you're coming to a point that, yeah, things seem out of whack. You know, you're ending a relationship because it was stagnant. You're ending a relationship because it wasn't feeding either of you guys' soul, right? But you're coming into a time that is going to be challenging. It's going to stretch you. It's going to make you grow, but it's going to be a time of great fortune. But you're going to have to know what you're asking for, you know, because there's two paths before you, and which one are you really choosing to live? You know, so you're going to have, it's asking you to turn lemons into lemonade. Make the challenges that has come before you sweeter. Okay? I'm going to check the time and see if I can give you, ooh, no, that's a bit long. Okay, but yeah. All right, so closing guidance for Leo's POI, please. Can I have one message of guidance for Leo's person of interest? One message of guidance, please. Thank you. Okay. And it's centering. And it's a number 10, so that's a starting, an end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. Right? And it says, never leave your center. Count your bad points as well as your good. What is good and what is bad are most often purely relative. If you sense a weakness within yourself, explore it. It may become a source of your greatest strength. As you sit like a sacred Buddha amid the pandemonium of your life, always remember that the situation or person who has the ability to upset you the most, to pull you off your center, is your greatest teacher in the process of centering. Remember that a focus on negativity can become your addiction. When you center yourself in your power, you release your need to constant distraction from your center. Wow, these readings. Okay, well, I hope you found some messages that were helpful to you in this reading. And, you know, I hope these messages found you well. I hope that you find your higher self in the quiet places, and may Ma'at hold you in her loving grace. Ashe. Oh, and please like, subscribe, and share.